The Voice of Truth, the official radio station of the Church of Christ or Iglesia ni Cristo.
Don't be afraid to take the baby steps. It's another day, don't forget, 'cause just a prayer away. Don't give up now, trust the process and keep learning. And if you need a friend, we're in this together, together, together. We're in this together, together, together. We're in this together, 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 together as a family in faith and melody.
Aloha Thursday. And I can hear my echo. What a beautiful day to start the program. Welcome to Faith and Melody. This is the program where we talk about our faith as members of the Church of Christ and all things that matter to us, of course, in our daily living. And we get to play original Iglesia ni Cristo music. I'm Desa Senas from Hawaii.
And aloha kakahiyaka from me, from myself, Carolyn Shank from Sacramento, District of Northeast California, here in the U.S. And happy to be here at the desk.
And yes, thank you very much for being here on a very beautiful Thursday morning. If you're ready, Ate Care, and of course to our Ohana there on YouTube, where you can join us, right? The whole time for the discussion. And if you have a song request, you can also just list them, write them, or send us a message. We'll do our best to find them and line them up for you today. Our topic is about expanding perspectives. But before we begin the program, this is our first song for you. And the title is Bad Days Are Gone.
Are gone. Be ready for the abundance to come. Receive the reward for having courage to keep moving forward. Hey, oh, hey, yeah. Hey, oh, hey, yeah. Don't dwell upon all of the you had. Not every day you feel alone and sad. Better moments will arrive. This is the time to be revived. You're coming back from all the grieving. You look back one day and laugh. You withstood all the pain, and now it's your turn to harvest your grain. Hey, oh, hey, yeah. Hey, oh, hey, yeah. Don't dwell upon all the things you had. Not every day you feel alone and sad. Better moments will arrive. This is the time to be revived. No matter how many times you stumble, break, fall apart or crumble, that you can conquer them all. Let me sing, hey, yo, hey, 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 yo, hey, hey. Oh, sing with me, hey, yo, hey, yeah. Oh, let me sing, hey, yo, hey, yeah. Don't dwell upon all the things you had. Not every day you feel alone and sad. Better moments will arrive. This is the time to be revived. Bad days are gone. Bad days are gone. Don't dwell upon all the things you had. Not every day you feel alone and sad. Better moments will arrive. This is the time to be revived.
What an upbeat, very inspiring song. So if you feel a little down, you feel like bad days are rolling in one after the other, just listen to that song. And guess what? Bad days are gone. All right. Oh, Ate Care, let's say hello to the ones that are already on our YouTube live chat so that we can include them in our next segment, please.
Yes, yes. I want to say good morning to our Auntie Erica there, Celestino from London. She's saying hello, but she is at work, so have a good day there at work. Don't work too hard. And of course, we have Kuya Rod here, our king of acronym. I know he's thinking at this of an acronym for
Mhm.
our topic today, which is expanding perspectives.
Yes.
Right? Yes. Okay. So with that, we also have Ati Myrtle there from BC. And of course, we have Elenita Kanowski from Sacramento. Woohoo! Sacramento in the house. We also have Carmen and as well, Ati, guess what? My best friend is up there from Canada.
Hello, Ate
Hello.
Jom.
There you go. Ati John is up there. So yes, very, very happy this morning. It's a beautiful morning, right? Ati, always make
It
a day,
is.
every day, a beautiful morning.
It is. But you know what, Ate Care? I've mentioned this before. You know that we have an active volcano here, but it's actually on the big island, which is several islands away. No, yeah, from where we are. But then the trade winds are carrying the volcanic smog towards our direction, and it's been, well, for me it's problematic. I've been affected by it, but we're still here. And this is an appeal to everyone who has respiratory issues now, especially on this part of the state. Please do. But take care of yourself wherever you are. Actually, there's so many new strains of viruses and illnesses that we've been hearing on the news. If you have to wear mask, please do take your medication. Yeah, eat healthy. Get some sleep. Yes, of course. Protect your body because that's the only one we have, and that's what we use for serving our Almighty God. And if you are all ready, let's begin because I'm excited. Let's begin our discussion with our kickoff chat.
Another word. This is our live transform.
Let us know if it's something that you're willing to take up as a
Kickoff
challenge.
chat.
Kuya Irene, Kuya Pong, I love you, right? Pero pwede niyo ba akong layo ng konti? Konti lang naman, konti.
Me too, me too, me too.
You're good, you're good. Because, I feel like I know that we're close and I'm too close to you. But, see all my, what I'm thinking, all my brain cells. Anyway, for our kickoff chat, we're just gonna choose. Let us know. It's just this or that. We'll give you some options. You let us know which one's for you. Which one do you prefer? This or that. So let's begin with books or audiobooks. What is it for you, Ate Care?
Oh, me is audiobooks, Atides, because I can multitask. I can listen to the books and hear the stories, but still be able to do other things just as well. So yeah.
Yeah, you know, along when I first I heard audiobooks, because I not much into the idea, right? So ako na lang lalayo, ako lalayo ang kita ko ya. Anyway, so back in, I would say, early 2000 or late 90s, right? It's in the cassette. Ate right?
Yeah.
And then so well, you know, it's a story. But the player that I used got a little broken. So there was one part where I thought it was part of the narration, but the audio came like, "Whoa."
Oh,
And I was like, this is supposed to be romantic. But anyway, just to give you an idea, right? But right now they're more digital. So, and then you can carry it with you, of course. There's so many, you can listen to audiobooks either on your device or through the computer. Uh, hindi po, so Kuya Irene is saying plaka. Plaka is the vinyl, the big vinyl. No, Kuya, tape na po. Naka-tape siya. And it was actually, it, I don't think that was a gift, but it's from a friend, right? And we were um talking about the story, and she said, "Oh, try this one. You know, it's on the audio tape." And we have the big cassette player, double. Yep, because we want,
wow.
you know, yeah, we're the kind. So that's to tell you, I remember this because back then, if you have a cassette player or boombox that can record on both sides, wow, you're someone else. But anyway, for me, I would still prefer actually books, and especially you know, I can bookmark them and I can stop anytime, and I can, you know, flip forward back, right? It's so hard sometimes when it's digital. What if you go way too, you know, way too, you when you try to replay it and when you went over, or want to go fast, that's big fingers. Anyway, what about our Ohana? What do they prefer, books or audiobooks?
Let's see here, Atides. They're saying books. Ati Joanna says books, and Kate says books. Ati
Mhm.
Joanna says she loves the smell of the pages. You know, you have that history, or you have that smell of the smell of the pages, I
There's
guess.
actually a name for that, Ate Jonah, but I, you know, we'll find out. But there's a name for that, you know, and also the attraction to the smell of the pages, because it's a combination of not just the pages but the print. But yeah, I love that too.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
who else?
And Kaviki says books for her.
Yes. Oh,
Wow.
right. Especially the pocket books. And there was even a time, you know, there's the little books that you can, they're like keychain books. But I don't know. I mean, with my eyesight, I
Yeah.
also love. Okay, so books for me too. All right,
Oh
next.
wow.
Which one's your choice? This or that? Music or podcast?
Again, at Atides, it's music because again, I could put the music really loud off to the side and then go ahead and do what I need to do. Multitask again, like the cooking and the cleaning, laundry, everything while
Mm-mm.
I'm listening to the music. But I believe podcast now is podcast music too, or is it just talking and stories?
That depends actually on the kind of channel or the kind of podcast you're following, because they're more like talk. But then there are those that
Um,
feature. So it depends probably on the genre or the subject matter that you're looking for. So music for Atikere. Well,
yes.
I mentioned this before. I've gotten into podcasts, 'cause especially now. There's this news story that's ongoing in New York, you know, about this music guy, you know, that got Well, anyway, so there's this podcast. Actually, there's a couple of them that I'm listening to. And that's where I get my juicy updates. But you know what? At the care, just looking back, because I remember before the regular radio is like a music and podcast, a platform, combined. Because especially before, um, well, we have the transistor, right? And when living in the province, we basically just have AM, the channel. So there's
Yeah.
you have that here in the US. So there's FM channels, the stereo. I don't know what FM means. So Kuya Irene, help me out here. And then the AM, which is mostly talk, and I think they run on low frequency, so the quality is not going to be as crisp, so it's not advisable to actually listen to music through the AM channels. So they're mostly like talk. Now when we were in the Philippines, I remember this, no, because it's like um the radio is part of our life, from sun up to sundown. It tells us the time. It tells us public service announcements like, oh, we have someone here who lost their mother and they would like to make what we call panawagan. They would like to make an announcement like, Nay, wherever you are, please pick me up. Something like that. And then there's drama. Yes, that's true, Kuya Irene. We listen to drama, especially that nighttime with all the sound effects. So there's this drama, and then of course there's discussion too, like letter senders, or even just talk, everything. So the old radio right now, the old radio before, that's, I think, like it's a mix of both. So are they any one of them who goes with you, with us, or with anyone?
With music, okay, this is Kabiki Dumopoy from London. She says music.
Mm.
And Jonas says INC original music
Uh,
also. And then Ka Elenita says she, for the books and audiobooks, she picks books.
Yes, yes, yes. And of course, that's whatever kind that you're looking for. The church administration has already provided that for us. For music, we do have many different genre of music that you can enjoy. All right, let's move on to the next one. This or that, arts or history.
Arts. Atides, arts. I was always, oh, look, see, I'm zoomed in. Hold on, let's go back.
Oo nga, so let's
Um,
go farther away.
there you go. See, back a little bit. But with me, it's arts. It's always been arts. It's always been about um, lines and colors and just the way you put things together. It's so beautiful all around us. There's
Mhm.
just different structures, different shapes, and then you call it art. Or there's like out there where they make when they mold or they weld structures
Mhm.
out there.
Yeah.
It's beautiful, right? It's beautiful to put it out there. Like at a park, they have like these structures, and I think it's just really beautiful. So art is everywhere around us. Um, Shapes, sizes, just if you can see them, I think they're beautiful. Art,
Yeah, that now that you mentioned that, shapes, sizes. So
shapes,
I
yes.
am a form of art, right? I have the shape, I have the size, and I'm abstract. Okay.
There
So
you go.
there you go. So thank you for appreciating. Yes. Now here comes story time again. When we were in grade school, in elementary, where probably that's our first time to go to a museum, right? And our very first exposure to an actual museum where they have the collection of the many different kind of art, right? So there's sculpture, there's diorama, there's painting, there's just so many different stuff. And I thought back then that why would they collect that? Because that looked like trash. You know how it is sometimes, you just don't
Yes.
understand, right? But actually, there's some kind of art right now that makes it more interesting. The more that it's puzzling to the normal brains of people, the ones that are not really exposed to that form of art, that's even more interesting, right? So for me as well, no, I would prefer art, but at the same time, if you can combine it with a little history, I think that's the best combination for me. So natural history museum, I like that. um of course, the INC museum, of course, because it's got both art and history, right? But
Yes.
basically, if you don't need any like like history to a certain item, art is so just sometimes it makes you cry, right? I don't know, Ate Care. It just happened to me. I was just looking at a painting, and I would be crying, right? Because some of the paintings, they just have the title, or if you know them already, just the title and the artist, right? But some of them, they have little stories, like, or the stories are in the title, and sometimes they're like children playing, and then you look at it, and then there are just emotions that start to overwhelm you and all that. But yes, maybe I'm just like that. I cry at everything. I'm telling you, I'd be watching a commercial, a music video, or whatever, and I'd be crying. But that's it for me. What about Arohana? Arts or history?
Wow, over here, and the Ohana says that Tijana says history. Also, she's talking about the INC history,
Mm.
which is fascinating and humbling, which is true. If you go back and there's movies out there, and there's about the history. It's nice to learn that stuff. It's nice to know the sufferings and the things that they went through, the hardships. And now look, it's wonderful out here. Like it's huge, and it became a nation now, and it's beautiful. Look, go back
Did you
if you
did you
are.
get to see the INC museum?
I was in front of it, and I
No,
think it
sorry.
was gonna close. Or if we didn't have a chance, but next time for sure will
Uh,
be on the top of my list. The
but
top of
did
my
you
list.
notice that on the corner, the 1914, that was so
Yes,
stunning.
yes,
That
yes.
alone
That
is
was beautiful.
is art, right?
Yes, yes, I love it. I mean, if you have the chance to go out there and you can go see it, go for it. Go for it.
Mm.
But yeah, I think a lot here is about the history. Kaviki is history. Um, Rod says historical art. Kind of
Yes,
neat.
combination.
Historical art.
Yeah.
Yes, and then Tim Myrtle says she loves hearing about the Iglesia de Cristo history in Hawaii,
Mm-hmm.
especially firsthand from our Ohana. Yes, I love to hear the stories. I'm glad that I was part of that. Um, well, semi part of it, because maybe I was just being born, but it's beautiful to know how it panned out. Right, it's really beautiful. Tijoni says she gets emotional and feels that how it was in the beginning of how with all the artifacts, it's so overwhelming, right? So
Mm-hmm.
overwhelming. So if you want to know the history, there is art in that history of knowing what's going, how it all started here in the Church of Christ. So,
And of course, we'd like to promote the INC Museum. When you get the chance to go to the Philippines, hopefully you also swing by and give
yes,
yourself time, not just to appreciate all the artwork in there, but also the history of the growth of the church. I'm not sure if they changed it's either the layout or the concept for maybe a celebration or something. Because the funny thing is, um, I think that was last year or 2 years ago, and my sister came, and in the history or the growth a part of the exhibition, um, she saw my father's picture in there, and she said she screamed because, like, that's my papa, something like that. So the more that we're more curious, like, because I've been there before many times before, I didn't know that. So they're probably like rotating, or they're rearranging. So when I came back just recently, that was my eyes are extra open. I even told my daughter, anak, open your eyes, look at every picture. Tell me grandpa. So, and but then I think this time the focus is on the growth of the church in Europe. So it helps to see too, especially the ones who've never probably been to Europe. This is a good opportunity to see that, wow, I didn't know that we have beautiful chapels in like in Central Europe, in Northern Europe. You will just be amazed of how from yeah, and then you'll see the the Hawaii little house set up there. You will just be amazed and be thankful to God for all the blessings for all this how many years of the growth of the church. So please do and enjoy that. So there you go. That's our kick-off chat for today. That's just the beginning. So please play bumper, Kuya Irene.
Another word. This is life transform. Let us know if it's something that you're willing to take up as a
Kick-off chat.
And we'll play some music. All right. And if you have any more song requests, please do let us know right away. I think right now, so we can line them up. But our first two, not first, these two songs are all for you. For all of us. Especially for me, the first one. Okay. First one is Hindi Uso Ang Tamad. And the second song is Ready, Set, Go.
Bless you. All right. Kuyas, let's go for it.
Sa mga paglilingkod natin sa Ama, hindi uso ang tamad. Puspusang paggawa sa ating panukala, kaya't kumilos na. Sa hirap ang tiisin, di padadaig. Palaban sa pagsubok ay panalangin. Ang ating pag-ibig ay paalapin, ipaglaban ang pananampalataya. Sa mga pagtupad ang ating tungkulin, hindi uso ang tamad. Panahon natin di dapat sayangin, paglilingkod sa Diyos ang pagbutihin. Nalalapit na nga ang wakas, di na uso ang tamad. Magpakasakta at magpakatatag ng kampi natin ang ating kaligtasan. Sa hirap ng tiisin, di padadaig. Palaban sa pagsubok ay panalangin. Ang ating pag-ibig ay paalapin, ipaglaban ang pananampalataya. Ang ating pag-ibig ay paalapin, ipaglaban ang pananampalataya. Ang ating pag-ibig ay paalapin, ipaglaban ang pananampalataya.
Running, 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 running.
Ready, set, go. We marching and we running. Best believe we're on our way home, so we keep working. All the perseverance on this earth ain't for nothing. My brothers and sisters, keep the energy flowing, faith growing, force going. Lights of this world, we gotta keep glowing. Good work flex all around for God's glory. Ain't got time for distraction cause we working. Ready, set, go. We marching and we running. We marching and we running. Ready, set, go. We marching and we running. We marching and we running. We marching and we running. Ready, set, go. We marching and we running. We marching and we running. Ready, set, go. We marching and we running. We marching and we running. We marching and we running.
Ready, set, go. We marching and we running to the beat drop. Drummer, drummer, steady drumming. Steady pace in this race. Heartbeat keeps on thumping. Don't back down, so we gotta keep on gunning. Don't want for nothing, we running for something, something. Never quitting now when our prize is soon coming. Never backing down, testing trials, never ducking. Take it full face and we will overcome it. Complete the race and keep your faith pumping. Sin and temptation, consider it disgusting. Only slows you down and it's only disrupting your pace in your race, so we gotta keep on running. Our prize is epic, got the city of gold, and you know that as souls we will be consoled. On your mark, start your engines, cause we ready to go to the finish line with a prize so divine we will be whole.
Ready, set, go.
We marching and we running. We marching and we running. Ready, set, go. We marching and we running.
We marching and we running.
We marching and we running. Ready, set, go. We marching and we running. We marching and we running. Ready, set, go.
We marching and we running.
Let's
we
go.
marching and we running.
Speed
we
it
marching
up.
and we running.
Here we go, ayy. We marching and we running. Ayy, we marching and we running. Ready, set, go. We marching and we running. We marching and we running. Yeah, we're running now. There ain't no stopping. Ain't no stopping cause we're running this race. You know you can't slow it down. We're headed to the city of gold. Ayy, and there ain't no contest. We already first place cause we're so blessed. Yeah, win the prize, keep on running. Don't think twice, focus your eyes, look over eyes. Ready, set, go. Ready, set, go. We marching and running. Pick up the pace and give it 100. Straight to the goal. Pick it up, pick it up. On your mark, go. Gotta complete the race. Ready, set, go.
Blessings and victories in every sight. Running hard so fast, straight to the finish line. Got my eyes steady, carefully treading on the road. One step, two step, not much longer to go. Ready, 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 and I'm gone away. Winning and living in the New Jerusalem. Ready, ready, I'm ready for receiving. On the day, but only for those believing. Spit it up, cause we're running now to win the prize. Spit it up, and race to meet Lord Jesus Christ. No stumbling, gotta spit it up, cause we're running lap. And then now we're running even harder. With superhuman energy from the Father. Don't need a break, race up, we're going faster. Better hold on, cause we're on the last lap, yeah. Ready, set, go, we're marching and we're running.
We marching and we running.
Yeah. Ready, set, go, we're marching and we're running.
We marching and we running.
We're marching and we're running. Ready, set, go, we're marching and we're running. We're marching and we're running.
Ready, set, go. We marching and we running.
We're marching and we're running. We're marching and we're running.
Ready, set, go. We marching and we running.
Go.
We marching and we running. Ready, set, go. We marching and we running. We marching and we running. We marching and we running. Ready, set, go. We marching and we
Ready, set, go. We're marching and we're running. So you just heard, hindi uso ang tamad. At we are warriors. No, we're not. Yes, we are warriors. I mean, ready, set, go. I'm sorry. I have like congestion, runny nose, and all those allergy stuff, and it's clogging my not just my vision, but also the middle part of my face. But let's talk about today's topic at the care, expanding perspectives. And I like this discussion today personally because I'm like a big picture kind of person. And when we talk about expanding perspectives or expanding horizons, we explore the power of learning and the beauty of embracing new perspectives through stories that we hear from people that we talk to, or from whatever sources, their insights. It encourages us to step beyond our comfort zones and grow through curiosity, humility, and open-mindedness, right? So let's begin at the care and our Ohana. What does it mean for you when we say, or when you hear, expand your perspective in our daily life? Ate Care?
I think that it means that there's not just one way of doing a certain thing. Try different ways. I know sometimes that when I used to drop my youngest son to school, there's always one route, the fastest route to go that way. But sometimes it gets kind of the same thing over and over again. So what we do is we take a different route just to see a different view and see how it goes and see what's out there, what kind of stores are out there, what food is out there, and you take a different route because it when you take that for a couple of days, then the next time you go to that same routine route, it just looks a little different. It looks a little bit different. So with that, yeah, you gotta change that, right? You gotta expand your perspective. So yes, there's always different ways to do different things, right? You
Mhm.
guys.
Yeah, it's like if it's nice, if it's something deliberate, like, oh, today I'm planning to, instead of go to this grocery store, I'm gonna go to this one and try it out, try their varieties. Like right now, we're talking about food. We're talking about places where we can get food. There's just so many options. A lot of them are offering healthy alternatives, right? Um, so there's this chain of grocery stores, right? At the Care. I know that they're selling healthy stuff, and I know that they're going to be expensive, right? And I know because they are healthy, they're probably like um not something to my liking. So you know how it is, right? So we're used to sugar, we're used to salt and all the good stuff. And then they're selling healthy stuff and they brand it, or they call it like the same, right? Or like zucchini bread or whatever. But then it's different. But then I tried too, and I was surprised. I kind of like their variety too. They're not at all that bland, or they're not at all just fancy or something to turn you off if you're not into that line of food preference. And surprisingly, I like some of their products. Pricey, it's pricey, right? But that's good, especially like regular items that we normally like, the ones that we've grown accustomed to, like for instance, peanut butter. So we're probably partial to this brand of peanut butter, marketed, easy to find kind of peanut butter, right? But when you choose the healthier one, maybe it's psychological. I feel good, like, ooh, that's healthy peanut butter. I don't know. Maybe it's just the psychology of it all, because I'm trying to compare. I know that they would say, oh, instead of this oil, they use this. There's no food coloring, right? So it's like, then I like it. Okay, if it looks and it tastes like the kind of peanut butter that I like, and you claim it's healthy, I'll go for that one too. So those little things like that, and trying out something different. That's already expanding our perspectives, looking beyond, or trying out things that are sometimes maybe uncomfortable, right? Because anything that we're not familiar with, initially we feel we're not gonna like it because it's gonna make us uncomfortable. But when you try it, that's when you can tell that, oh, I'm okay. Just like being here on the program. Probably if you're for the first time you chance upon this program, you heard me laughing. And that's all you're all throughout the program, and that's something that you don't like. So probably that turned you off and you went your merry way. And then maybe the next time you heard me on the program laughing again, but this time it was something funny that you appreciated. So you gave me another chance, and then you came back. That's uh, almost the same thing. When we expand our perspective, we seek to understand, no? We open ourselves to other opportunities. We seek to understand perspectives also that's different from our own. Sometimes that's all we need. Just stop, listen, and like, let's see what is she talking about, right?
Yes, yes.
Right?
I agree to this. I think sometimes because we're so comfortable that we like where we're at. And it is good, right? It's a good feeling because we're comfortable and it's going good for us. Why change that, right? But when we say that you get out of your comfort zone because it helps you grow because if you stay in your comfort zone, you're in that same circle, right? But you step out of that circle and it's like, oh, this is new, this is different, but it's kind of cool. But let me try some more. And I want to use that as an example as here on radio. When I first started, being a panelist, I'm good. I'm good as a panelist. That's all I need. I could talk a little bit, but I can still sit back. But when you are offered or given this opportunity to become the host, you challenge yourself, right? You challenge yourself, and you go out there and you say, "Let me give it a try." And when you give it more effort and willingly with a willing heart, it does work out, right? It does work out. And it becomes more like, ooh, actually, this is kind of nice. I like this. This is comfortable. Now I'm comfortable. Well, go down the line of your desk, go 1 year later, and I'm hosting, right? I'm hosting on Wednesdays, and you're like, oh, wow, this is really nice, but we need some help. We need some help, right? So let me go out of my comfort zone. And then, you go on your Tuesdays, and then now, being Tuesdays, like, oh, this is cool. I like this, but let's expand a little bit more. Let's expand a little bit more. I'm here. I love the Thursdays. I love the Thursdays. So it's nice to come out and keep trying and keep leveling up because if you're staying where you're at, you're not growing. You're at the same place, at the same thing, whatever you're doing, right at your desk. You want to keep moving and keep going for better, right? For better. So with that, I'm just saying that go out there and try. You just never know. And the more you try, the more you do it, the more comfortable, yes, you do get it. And then you get the logistics of how it works.
And you wouldn't really know Ate Care until you tried. Because a
Yes.
lot of things they're hard or you feel like they're it's complicated because we're not, we haven't tried it. So like solving math problems. Just tackling maybe heavy chores, right? Because like for instance, you stain your favorite shirt and you really love that shirt. Looking at it, you're going to be all frustrated. You're probably going to be disappointed, or like you feel like, you know what, never mind. You cry yourself out, and then you just say, I'll just buy a new one. But then when you pivot a little, change your perspective, you think like, hey, I think, I can find some solution online. Let me go and check. There's probably something here in my household that I can use, right? Because I've heard or seen something like that. So stop right there and then just try it. And before you know it, it's not just that stain is gone, but it looked like you have a better blouse than you first got it, right? So it's just a matter sometimes of changing first the way we react to things, changing attitude, right? If you want to grieve over something, for a loss of something or something that's broken or what, grieve over it. If you want to cry, cry, but then come back and then see if maybe just expanding or changing your perspective will do a lot of difference. Now, I understand it's complicated, and it's not always going to be what's that called? Lollipops and roses and all adobo and ube. But usually, Ate Care, what might prevent you from expanding your perspectives?
Again, I think this is us, ourselves. It's fear, fear of moving on, fear of new changes. That's where expanding your perspective is on a halt because you're going to say, oh, do I have to do this? Do I have to do that? How early do I have to wake up? There's all these questions that you're going to ask yourself, but it's fear itself that's stopping you from from expanding, right? So you have to, again, pray to our Almighty God, get that guidance, and just have Him give you that courage to go on, right? To go on into this. Don't be scared. Again, if you fail, you get back up. Get back up and do it again, but do it in a different way. You fail that, do it again, right? You just try, expand, maybe do it a different way from A to B or A to C or A to D. You gotta do it different ways, and you never know unless you try and you give it a try. For me, that would be me. Fear of fear of failing, fear of not knowing what's there in front of me,
Mhm.
fear that am I gonna disappoint somebody or disappoint our Almighty God if I don't do this the right way. There's always that fear that stops us from doing things or um, expanding
Yeah.
our perspective.
You mentioned fear, and at the care, there's just so many dimensions to fear that it's sometimes the one thing that can stop us from moving forward. And sometimes fear is something that we created ourselves. It's just because it's the thought of, as you said, failing, right? Failing, the fear of probably hurting someone too. And one of the greatest fear that I know it's hard to overcome, and might even be, it might be the one that will define our next moves, is the fear of humiliation, right? For instance, oh, this is just so heartbreaking. But anyway, I've seen the social media a story where they just gave up, and to the most extreme. It's a series of disappointments that they come to a point that it's already humiliating for them to keep trying, that they just stopped and went the extreme. Uh, you know, um, took the most extreme action, and that's sad because life is beautiful. It's not always that we are going to be getting, the best that we would like. Um, there are others who are suffering and are in a worse situation than ours. Humiliation is part of life. Okay. It's If we didn't have that, there wouldn't be lessons for us to learn as well. Because just imagine how it was back then. Eh, okay, fine. You might even think this is crazy. Back then, they don't have clothes, right? They don't have they don't even know probably what is a polyester, what is cotton, what is spandex. Back then, they were wearing um, anything that they can cover their bodies, and still in some areas, even in this advanced stage in our lives and with technology, there's still some areas who do not have access to the niceties in life, even a nice clothes, right? Nice set of clothes. So it's how you play it. Sometimes if your fear is being humiliated, or you're shy or being embarrassed, it's just part of the process. Once you overcome that, then that's it. Sometimes that's all you need to go through to move on to the next one. And I've always been telling this, no, especially to my friends, like, if you're taking this exam and you've been taking it for the longest time you can remember, keep doing it until you can, until you're successful, because that test in school, at work, shouldn't be a definition of who you are and who you will be, right? The fear of the unknown, the discomfort, it's all part of it. Just endure it, but do not lose confidence in yourself and faith in God, because God is always there to help us. So if you feel like you're lacking in something and that's all you need, reach out to people who can help you, right? If you need to study for something, then look for someone who's been there, done that, right? Like si Kuya Irene, he knows a lot. Been there, done that. And si Kuya Irene is already experienced so many things in life. Maybe he can help us with this wisdom, right? And wittiness. So it, find out first what's stopping us. Is it a lack of exposure, or is it a lack of connections? Find the connection and then expose ourselves. And you don't have to do it all at once. One at a time. One at a time will do. Like today, okay, I will overcome this, right? And then next time, okay, let me gather more confidence, gather more in Tagalog, kapal ng mukha. What is that in English, 'di ba? Ganun yun eh. Guts. Yeah, gather more guts, and then lessen the self criticism, and maybe I can move forward, and even if I fail again, at least I've tried. And that is already one way for me to overcome that fear, and I can expand my perspective. Oh, what does our Ohana say? What do they say at the care?
As our Ohana here is saying that Ati Jonah says that seeing and changing your point of view on the situation, or dwelling on what we can't control, gotta know how to accept things that our Almighty God wills for us. So out there, what He's there with us. He's gonna guide us. He's gonna be there for us. So take that in perspective, that He is still with us, beside us. Ati Zenaida is saying that to view your life in a way that is different from the usual or conventional way, especially when you pray for it, because our Almighty God has a better plan for you, right? And of course, Cody right here says, when we expand our perspective, it's God's blessing to us for the new growth. And he has a acronym, which is growing, says God rewarding our work, inspiring new growth. Wow, that's beautiful.
Wow, thank you for that. And I'd just like to say hi to Ka Esther Aguinaldo. Hello po. And
Wonderful.
it's like it's that, right, Ate Care. I know we're probably going in circles with this, but I wish everybody can try just that. Give yourselves that opportunity to try it. And then later on, you can look back at that experience and say, at least I tried.
Yes, I agree with this. I think for some of us, we need to give ourselves more credit that we are capable of doing these things. Again, it's just us that's stopping ourselves from doing these opportunities and expanding our perspective. It's you, right? It's you who's stopping your own self. So tell yourself, we got this. We got this. Almighty God's got my back.
Kaya mo yan.
Kaya mo yan.
Kaya mo yan.
And those are the words, the famous phrase that you got to tell yourself is you got this. It's only you. Your only worst enemy is yourself. And so tackle that on and give it a try. Give it a try. Kuya Rod, eat that durian. Eat that durian.
Oh, yes. And let us know about it.
Yes, let's know.
All right, and now's the perfect time to play this song, because this one has been specially requested by Kuya Rod. This is our heartbeats. The song is called "In Our God Let's Completely Trust," and the next song, "We Are Warriors." And Kuya Irene, I know you have been exposed. Let's play those two songs. We'll have a break and we'll be right back.
Your requested song, our favorites, Faith and Melody Heartbeats.
In Our God, Let's Completely Trust. A children's animation inspired by God's words, taught by our executive minister, Brother Eduardo V. Manalo. Listen up, cause I got a story to tell about God's ancient nation called Israel. There came a time that they had to face a strong group of people called the Philistine race. The Philistines were fierce and were ready for war, so they called out Israel just to settle the score. The Philistines were mean and aiming to win, because leading their group was their champion.
His name was Goliath, more than 9 feet tall. Compared to everyone, he was bigger than all.
The Israelites were scared, thinking they'd lose to this monster of a soldier, this Philistine dude.
He stood on the hills trying to pick a fight. He called them out for 40 days and 40 nights.
But no one stepped up. No one would dare. They all stayed put because they all were scared. But along came David, who was still a young boy. He approached the battlefield where the soldiers deployed. He was upset because no one stepped up to this bully on the hills who was trying to act tough.
He told everyone while they stood there quiet,
that he would be the one to fight this Goliath.
They looked at him crazy and they couldn't believe what was coming out of the mouth of this boy who had sheep.
The king overheard what the kid had said, and everyone else thought that he'd wind up dead.
But David had faith that he defied the odds because he put his trust in the one true God. The king gave David weapons and stuff, but all those things just way too much. David went to do his thing at the front line with just stone and sling.
The giant came forward with some real harsh words. He said he'd make David into food for birds.
But David didn't listen to all that talk, so he readied his sling and selected rocks.
He said to Goliath, "You come with sword, but I come to the battle with the help of the Lord."
So it started and the Philistine charged. He was strong, he was scary, and was very, very large.
David ran forward so he can get real close. He was tired of this giant who loved to boast.
David grabbed the stone, Goliath raised his blade, Goliath pointed the sword, David's aim was made. But before Goliath could even swing his weapon, the battlefield was quiet and the silence deafened.
Out of David's hand came a flying rock. It hit Goliath on target, right on top.
On his forehead, just to be exact. So David beat Goliath, and that was that.
Faith can move mountains, apparently giants too, so serving God is what we do.
Nothing is impossible when he's with us.
Nothing is impossible when he's with us. So in our God, let's completely trust. So in our God, let's completely trust.
Look to me and be saved, all the ends of the earth. For I am God, and there is no other. Isaiah 45:22, Amplified Bible.
Your requested song, our favorites, Faith and Melody Heartbeats.
I've severed all ties with the darkness. The rest of the world has turned so heartless, but I stand my ground regardless. All my battles thus far been the hardest. I hold it down while my heart pounds, cause I'm in the middle of the skirmish, but earnest, yes I'm earnest whenever I hear his words in worship service. So I vow with my heart to the Most High that I never let a single day go by, that I won't contend for my faith. Never ever will I slow down my pace. I'ma fight to stay in the light, keep sight in the midst of this fight. I preserve my right eye, from my left to my right eye. Keep my vision on my mission, it may take more than one try. I'll take that one try, even if it means dying. At least I died in the heat of the battle, and I know in my heart I defeated the shadows. I was cast on my past to sin. A place that you never ever find me in. A place that you never ever find me in. A place that you never ever find me in. So in the end of the war for my faith, I'm the one who wins.
We are warriors, fight to keep our salvation. In God's true nation. I will fight for my faith. I will fight for my faith. I will fight for my faith. Our warriors fight to keep our salvation. In God's true nation. I will fight for my faith. Fight for my faith. I will fight for my faith. What I live for, I will die for. I will fight for what I stand for. I have been called by God to defeat these odds and conquer these mountains. Come on, with God on our side, we cannot fall. Come on, with God on our side, we cannot fall.
Our battle is about to end. I expend adrenaline so that I can win. In the back of my mind I'm remembering how Jesus predicted how life on earth will be. I felt the pain and I can show scars. My sword is not crimson, my shield is not charred. I fight until the final trumpet is blown. It's a signal to me that I am coming home.
What I live for, I will die for. I will fight for what I stand for. I have been called by God to defeat these odds and conquer these mountains. Come on, with God on our side.
This is INC Radio, DCEM 954, the voice of truth, the official radio station of the Church of Christ or Iglesia ni Cristo.
It doesn't take something big to show love. The right and thoughtful choices made with care can make a parent smile and turn an ordinary day into something special.
Dishes done, floors clean. A surprise mom and dad when they get here.
Wow! Hello, son.
Mom, you're early.
The house looks great.
Plus, I'm done with my assignments.
Oh, really? Oh. You always do your chores without being told. We see your effort, Carl, and we're proud of you. Here, we got you something.
What? How'd you know I want this? Thank you.
A child who brings joy to their parents is blessed even without asking. In the same way, when we live to please God, He gives us more than we could ever hope for.
A reminder from Made in Australia, brought to you by INCRadio Australia Satellite Studio.
Ain't that sweet, Ate Care? I know, right? Especially when your kids do something like that. It just warms the heart. And of course, we're just so proud of them to be doing all that on their own. And of course, we feel like we need to reward them with something.
I agree.
Yeah, but I love that one. I love that one. All right. So we're talking about expanding perspectives. And I think we were already we were able to read some of them, but let me just read one more time what Kazeni said. Right? She said it might prevent me. So I think our question here was what might prevent you from expanding your perspective, and she said it might prevent me from expanding my perspective, my beliefs, my level of education, my family histories, gender experience, health experiences, nationality, ethnicity, my age, and where my needs. And those are valid, right? Let's face it, for those of us who are not native born in this country, you can see it not just in the way we look, the way we speak, right? And in a lot of things that we handle things now, like for even the Filipino the ones that grew up in the Philippines, right? And then they come here to the United States and you'll see them, right? So there is definitely a lot that's going to affect the way we approach things and how we're able to change or expand our perspectives, because that's true. You know, ano yun, Kuya Irene, yung sorry lang si Kuya Irene, I have to ask him a lot of times, like you can teach all dogs new tricks, right? You know about that, Ate Care, but then you can still do, but maybe not the kind of tricks that young dogs are able to do. That's the thing. So even if we're old or older, we might be able to do some of the things that our young ones can do, but maybe a little harder, like dancing. Okay, let me talk about that, because like for instance, right, there's probably this funny trend on social media that you've seen, and it's actually a song from when you were growing up, right? And they're doing a little spin, a little upgrade or update on this song. And of course, when you hear the song, you're going to say, oh, that's the song from my generation. And then when you look at it, it looked like the choreography is easy enough, right? But you can't really move that smooth anymore, but still you can try. You can try. So you enjoy the music because that's from your childhood or from where you grow up, bringing up a lot of good memories for you, and then you're trying something else. You're doing the choreography, right? So that's another way of also appreciating the music that you love. And um, that is one thing that I also like about the trends that's happening right now. There's a lot of old music or music from, I always say, from when we were growing up. Sige na in the 70s, in the 80s, these music that have become like popular during those times, they're being revived right now by the young ones, right? So they're putting a little spin on it. And there's the bonding, there's the connection from your childhood, from your past, and to this generation. And I'm just reminded again because my dad lived with us, not took care of him for a while, so he got to spend a lot of time with my children. Now, of course, my father, he loves this old crooner, like old popular singer. So he would be singing his songs all the time. But back then, my son was, I would say, at the oldest that they were together, probably like 8, 9 years old, right? And then fast forward, when my son was already, I think he was already graduating from high school, I heard him sing this song that my father used to sing. And it really melted my heart. It's so heartwarming. And I had to ask, like, Anak, did you know that that song was Grandpa's favorite song? And he goes, yes, but he has a faint memory of the song because he didn't know the song. But when he heard it again, it the memory just clicked, and then he started learning it and singing it. So it's it's also like him connecting to the memories of my father, and it's so just so heartwarming to see that we will never know really what music can do for us, and time will pass. Maybe we won't be hearing that song every day, but once you hear it again, there are more memories that will be triggered. Diba? Right, Ate Care, Kuya Irene, right? Like you'd feel like, oh, I heard this before. And then, oh yeah, I remember there was being sung by this and that, or this my grandma used to sing this to me, or we sang that when I was young and all that. And then bringing it to your current life, to your current experience, you'll get a new world of appreciation. Right? Kuya, no, kuya. Actually now I'm trying to look for some of the old songs that I loved when I was younger. They're not, I couldn't find them on the internet. Maybe they can search for it. But if you have time, kay Irene, can I send you some of the songs? You can find it. Anyway, yeah, that's just what I'm trying to say. No, it's just so nice that we have kids now that are trying to reconnect with the past, and that's bringing us a new different level of perspective, a new different appreciation for what we used to like or what our life was back then. So I love this story from Kuya Rod. Ate Kaya, look. First, hello, Ate
Yes.
Lloyda from Mediterranean. Can you share this story of Kuya Rod?
Yes. Kuya says when he was breakdancing back in the days. I remember those days,
Wow!
right? In the
You will never
80s.
lose that, Kuya Rod.
No, never. They had simple moves, really simple moves. Nowadays, he says they got so many moves and combos. They're amazing, and it is different. Back then, there's simple shuffle and all this, right? Really simple. Now they're just doing all these turns, and I'm sure, Ati Des, I can attest to this. I bet Kuya Rod could still do them.
Of
I
course.
bet he could do them, right?
Of course, of course. You know what they say? Once you know how to ride a bicycle, you never really like lose that. Even if you've never ridden after so many, or even
Yes.
swimming, it's same
Swimming,
thing.
yes.
once you've learned something, even if you don't do it every day or regularly, because you've learned it, it will come back to you. So, Kuya Rod, we have no doubt you can still do it. And yes, we're rooting for you. Now, Ate Care, I understand, especially in our lives as moms, right? No, for the families as well. No, when we do daily routines, it can get repetitive, boring. Sometimes we do it mechanically, and it becomes uninteresting. Like it becomes so mechanical that we pick that, take this, that, and there's no fun anymore because your body is just used to pick up, dump, clean, scrub, pick up, and then you do it over and over again. But how can we make this, even these little tasks or little things in our life, more exciting again?
Sometimes I do this as a mom, a stay-at-home mom. The routine does build up. It's always breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You're always just cooking breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Next day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It just keeps going on and on and on. To make it a little bit different, to make it unboring or uninteresting, is for me, because I have 4 boys. You got to grab one of them. You have to grab one of them and say, "Hey, help me out in the kitchen. How about you cut this? You be the one who cuts this, and how about you stay here by the stove and you just do the stirring, right? You do the stirring." Not only is it changing the approach of cooking, but it also teaches them how to cook, because I don't want them to go out in this world not knowing anything and not being able to survive, or going out there just buying food, right? So it's kind of like a double multitask where I get a little bit of a break and they're learning how to cook, and you make it different. And if you know what it is, these boys. Once you get them all together, they're really actually really fun. They make it so fun that it's actually we're more laughing than probably cooking and cutting, but you have that bond. You get that bond together with your family, so you make it different. Because sometimes, with me, you're in the kitchen by yourself and you're just chopping away and chopping, and then you're just by yourself and you're listening to music, and then when someone's home, now that they're out of school, involve them, so then it becomes interesting, it becomes more fun, because again, they're going to go back to school, or they're going to go back to work, or they're going to work. Change it up, right? Change it up a little bit.
And they're building memories for themselves as well. Not just memories, but skills and stories.
Stories. Storytelling.
Now that you mentioned that, because that's also like a trick or a strategy that I did. They can hear me right now. Okay. So I said, I really wanna try, because during the pandemic there was just so many recipes, so many hacks, right? That we learned, right? And I tried to find the simplest, easiest one to follow, but I really wanted to try the baked sushi, right? So I found the easiest, quickest procedure, or recipe, all right. And I told them, "Oh, I think you like to try this one." And before I know it, I was like showing it to them. Here are the ingredients. It's easy to try. You can do it. You know what? They did it. And we loved it. So it was not just an experience for them, but it's like for they of course they don't know this, but for us moms, it's like a sense of accomplishment as well, that we were able to encourage them to try something different, right? Or try something themselves. So while we watch on the sidelines, like of course probably like, yeah, very good. Right? But at the same time, there's the pride in it, like especially when you tried it, it's really good. And you say, "Oh, this is really good. Maybe the next time we can do it again, and let's try it this time." Right? So it's like, you build memories. And I think that's a good thing. Now, there was a time that I got sick and they wanted to eat something, and they're looking for a particular taste. So they would ask me, Mom, how do you make your sinigang? And I just said, "Oh, here," because I don't know how much how they're going, because a lot of us at Kuya Irene, right, we cook by feel. It's like it's not an exact science. Like we don't really say, "Oh, 1 pound of this, to this much tomatoes or this much onion or garlic. It's by feel. So even the salt, it's all everything in approximation. So a dash here, a pinch here, something like that. So I really cannot tell them, not, I'm not really sure. So anyway, so I just gave them a basic recipe and the easiest way just to cook it at the slow cooker, right? Or if they like, use the pressure cooker, but mind the time and all that. It didn't come up closest to what they got used to. I mean, the way I prepared them, but at least they know now. And that is an experience for them. So they're not just enjoying it, they're learning something and they're building confidence. And I think that's what's more important here. Just give yourself the chance to be exposed, to do something different. And that's how you can make it exciting. So try a different approach. Maybe, when you keep yeah, in Filipino we call it pacham. Pachamba chamba by chance. I can call it just chance. Like the Tagalog is a chamba, right? No, so like that. Maybe say a little story, like a backstory. This anak, this is how I did it, blah blah blah, and which is true, although no, because like in my case, Ate Care, I learned how to cook by being an assistant. Oh, see, you see that?
Oh, see, agree.
I used to just be the one cutting ingredients for my family, and then they moved me up to the steering duty, and then I got promoted to the tasting duty, right? So things like that, and exposure. That's one thing. So getting to do things together with your family, maybe even just doing the laundry, right? Teaching them how to fold, how to iron basic stuff. And of course, when you have this, if you can write it down, why not? So something that you can pass on to your children in the future, right? Now, okay, fine. I understand. Maybe at this stage in our lives, too complicated, so many things to do. We barely have time to do anything else. We settled into like a routine, a schedule. Ouch. Right? Like 7 a.m. breakfast, 7:30 out the door, 8 o'clock at the office now. Right? A lot of people are right, are like that now. Ibang gatong na yan, kuya, ano. Yeah, I do a different gatong. I'll explain later. But I want to ask everyone, Ate Care, are you willing to make drastic changes in your daily routine right now? And why or why not? And then, if you are, how far are you willing to go?
It depends on this what the task is. If it's a big task, maybe not at this moment. Depending though, again, I'm always willing to give it a try, even if it's a big task and it's just something to give like 50% right now, just to try. Then I know that the next time I do it again, it's going to be a full 100% because I've already got that expanded perspective of what I need to do. But what was the question, Atides?
Are you willing to I know you've settled into like a routine already in your life, right? Everything's now, because you've gone accustomed to it. Everything's settled. You know what to do, even without looking at the time. Probably you know that you're gonna do this in 10-15 minutes. But are you willing to make drastic changes in your daily routine? And if you're willing to do that, like how far of a change are you willing to do?
I would willing to change as far as I can go, as far as I can take myself there. To this change is always good. Change is always good. It's always again, it's something to there's always room for improvement. And if you have a change that will benefit you or your family, I would do it. I would do it if it makes it better. Right now we're steady, or we're pretty kind of settled, but no drastic changes. Little changes here, little changes there. It just again depends on what we're talking about. But if it does make changes in my family and it makes things better, then yes, definitely, the change would be worth it.
Yeah, just try it, right? Just
try it.
try it. Nobody's forcing you to do things, but it doesn't hurt to try. Now, start with little things. I think that's the best way. And I'm sure a lot of us are struggling with lifestyle changes. Sleep, people tries to still push their sleep time at the latest that they can because they still want to do things, watch things, right? Or eat, right? But maybe making little adjustments can make a big difference in the long run. Because for me, I think I can, no, but drastic, like how drastic would I be changing my hair color back to black or something dark? Is that drastic? Probably that's drastic, but there's a, there's I have my personal reason. Like, it's like, you know what? Never mind the hair. It's all right. Now, drastic changes can be entirely a big a 180 can be, right? So if probably before your diet is not very healthy, maybe, but not don't do it abruptly, okay? Maybe a change is trying to introduce some healthy stuff in there, okay? Start with the more fibrous ones, right? That's what they saying. The color, the more attractive the color, the better, right? So greens, orange, right? Red, something like that. Try to put that in your food, not food coloring, but natural food. So green, red, orange vegetables, put it in there, and go slow, because it's really hard to completely change, in an instant or overnight, whatever it is that we've gone accustomed to. So maybe y- if that's something that's really needed, something that's really required, like for instance work, right? So you're used to working a regular 8 to 5 work, right? And then you got an offer to do a job that starts at 7 a.m. I mean 7 p.m. to 7 to 7 graveyard shift, right? So okay, that's a big 180, right? So make the adjustments, but don't forget to sleep. Don't forget to eat healthily. Look after yourself, right? So just make sure that it's not too much as a sacrifice that you're forgetting about your own well-being as well, right? So what are they saying in the chat at the care?
They are saying that, let's see, Clear Rod says that you should try to remind yourself to do something new. Because sometimes we forget. You get stuck on that routine and then you forget that, let's do something new. Let's make it interesting. Let's not make it too boring out there. And let's just try a different routine, right? As he has a routine here, word acronym, which is remind ourselves, undergo task inspiring new endeavors. Wow, that's right. Remind ourselves, you know, you wake up and you're like, okay, here we go. We're gonna do this again. We're gonna do this again. And if it's enough for you to say that, then maybe we should say, "Ooh, let's do something different today. Let's do something different today. Let's see what we can do. Let's not go to the same coffee shop. Let's go to a different coffee shop, but let's take a different route, right? Let's take a different route with that." And there's just so many ways to expand so many things in our lives, right? Right, it is. There's so many things to
Yes.
expand.
At the care, I'm just even like thinking about the hair. Since we talked about the hair, maybe you're used to wearing your hair long. You might want to try, maybe gradually try to have a shorter hair. You're not ready yet. Did you know that they actually came up with the haircut where it's not really short, it's not really long. So you have like two haircuts in one. So the inside
Oh
will be
wow.
short and the back will be long, and you still have your layers. But when you tie your hair, I think they call it like a Korean hairstyle, something like that. So, but when you tie your hair, it's gonna look like you have short hair because, that's all they can see. But if you want to have that long hair look, all you have to do is put your hair down, and there it is again. See, there are ways. There are ways that we can try new things without really doing it drastically. But if you have to do it drastically, ayun ba? Undercut daw ang tawag doon. Okay. Because I have a different understanding of undercut. Like, anyway.
It's when you undercut is
Undercut na alam ko. Pero yun pala, it's like you cut your hair really short. Now, but when you do decide to make a drastic change in your life, do not forget about your well-being. Do not forget to, of course, pray to God, pray for guidance. And before you know it, you're already there. Let's play two songs at the care. We're talking
Yes.
about drastic changes. Let's play Unstoppable. Also, in relation to expanding perspectives. What if, right? Let's play these two songs and we'll be right back.
Onwards to further all victories, moving forward to make more history. Let's see more than a century. Evidently, this is heaven sent, God-given energy. We're never getting tired. The bar, we raise it high. We're not just trying to get by. More properties we buy, more countries we reach, more converts baptized in the race that we're running. Man, it seems that we fly. In God we trust, on Him we rely. Always giving us strength, the faith, the light, the love, the hope. The life that we need, all His miracles we see for the INC. His goodness and power can be seen in our victories.
With God's help, we're striving. With God's love, we're shining. All the blessings God gives, all the blessings He receives, will only help to further our victory.
With God's help, we become unstoppable. With God's help, everything is possible. All of the accomplishments are remarkable. Others can hate, but they still can't stop it though. We move forward, never ever stumble. With God blessing us, we still stay humble. And through the struggle and all of the trouble, our work we redouble. And look at what it's come to. We're global now, we're not done yet. Working before the sunrise and way past the sunset. From where the sun rises to where the sun sets, always putting in work, that's what His Son said. We're going farther than the seas and beyond our limits, because God is on our side. We will never be finished. Our hands keep on working and we still stay winning. Made it to 100, that's just the beginning.
With God's camp, we're thriving. With God's help, we're rising. All His teachings He bestows, all His teachings will oppose. We march on and on for our victory. Thousands of brethren who are studying His teaching. Millions of fellow men who are learning His teaching. Yeah. Through the worship building, standing tall. This is all evidence that He won't let us fall. The Church of Christ continues to grow with God's great name made truly known. More than 100 years of God's countless blessings. Everything made possible. More than 100 years of His love never ending. Through the good and the bad, we remain victorious. We return all the praises to a God so glorious.
Maybe next next time I would always say I stood you up, I turned you down. You could have stopped inviting me. I always think what could have been if you gave up so easily would have never found the true church of Christ. What if you quit on me when I said no the first time? What if you moved on and never asked me again? Thank God for you, my friend, for not giving up on me because of your selfish ways. I'm reconnected now with God. He showed mercy on my soul. The sure hope of salvation I found in the church of Christ. Faith alone thought it was all I needed. I've been serving God the way I wanted, didn't want to hear that I had to change. Many practices I used to do, refused to live my life anew till I heard the truth. It opened my eyes. What if you quit on me when I said no the first time? What if you moved on and never asked me again? Thank God for you, my friend, for not giving up on me because of your unselfish ways. I'm reconnected now with God. He showed mercy on my soul. The sure hope of salvation I found in the church of Christ.
And we're still talking about expanding perspectives here on Faith and Melody. And that makes just life more interesting, right? Because we're given options, we're given opportunities to try different things. And why not? Like in our daily routines, probably that's how we've got accustomed to doing things, like eating the same things, probably doing the same things over and over, that our body just goes on like automatic, right? Because we've gotten accustomed to doing these things. But as we wrap up our discussion here, what do you think has bigger influence in making changes? Right. So is it a change in attitude, or is it the availability of opportunity? So it's like, what will make you do changes in your life? Is it because you wanted to, or because the opportunity is just right there, and the attitude can come next? What is it for you, Ate Care? What do you think has a bigger influence in you in making changes?
I think for me, it's always the attitude. It's the mindset. It's the attitude you have, whether you want to do it or not. But if you're willing to do it, sometimes when the opportunity is there, and you don't have that attitude to go for it, you're not going to go for it. But if you do have that attitude, somebody, a mentor, a co-officer, or even like this, your best friend, if they tell you, go for it, go do it, they cheer you on and they uplift you to go do it and they motivate you to go do it, then you're going to take that opportunity and make that change, expand your horizon and say, wow, I didn't look at it this way, but because they've showed this to me, how it could be just as easy, but make your life a little bit different. Yes, the attitude, Atides, is what is going to change how you see things.
Mhm. And you know what, Ate Care, because we've seen this in so many situations. When the attitude hasn't changed, even if you had the best opportunities, you're living the life, you're not gonna be, you won't feel fully fulfilled. You won't be really happy. And we've seen that in so many situations. Like for instance, when growing up, when I was in the Philippines, I think everyone had the dream of going to the United States to live there, to be Americanized, right? To be, because the idea of having a good life is going overseas, living abroad, right? So, because for sure, there's a lot of changes, the way you dress up, the way you look, di ba? And there's just so many things that will look different, when you go overseas, when you live and study overseas. That's what we thought back then, right? Di ba, Kuya Irene? Like, wow, magmamigrate na sila sa Amerika. Wow, ang swerte. They're so lucky. They're so lucky. But then there are people who are in that situation who had the opportunity to go abroad, but they felt miserable. They did not want it. And even if they've lived abroad for the longest time, living the American dream, enjoying all the benefits of the land of, oh, I'm blanking right now. What's that? Milk and honey? Is that what it's called? So, enjoying all of that. Yet deep inside, there's this longing because their attitude never changed. They still feel like, I didn't want to go in the first place. So no matter how much I'm enjoying this now, no matter how much riches I have, this wasn't my decision. Right? That's it. That because if there was no uh, attitude change at the beginning, it's really hard to enjoy the fruits of your sacrifices, right? So, and even if the attitude plays a big role, not just when you're successful, but even in cases when you're not, or I would say even in it, most especially in situations when you're not successful, right? Because it will spell the difference between you coming back up and you just staying where you are. In in Tagalog, we have that expression, Kuya Irene, like, dito ako nadapa, dito ako babangon. Parang ganon eh. It's like, this is where you found me. This is where I am. I'm gonna stay here. But if we have that change, right? I stumbled here. I'm getting up, but I'm moving forward away from this. So you don't have to be left in that area and be reminded of the pain that you had when you stumbled. So in our life, truthfully speaking, if we have the opportunity and it's hard for us to convince ourselves, give yourself time, assess everything first, but hopefully don't make any irrational decisions just based on emotions. Kaya Irene was saying na other people, they were able to migrate. He had migraine. I mean, ako din po, meron yan. And as I have been clinically diagnosed. I can't believe it. There's even like,
Wow.
yeah. And Okay, so here's what Kuya. I love you, Kuya Irene. He really keeps our discussion and lively and spicy. So, the Philippine expression, dito ako nadapa, dito ako babangon. He said, dito ako nadapa, where, dito ako dapa, dito ako babangon. Kasi, wala naman, di ba? Mahirap kasi, dito ka nadapa, doon ka babangon. Kuya Irene, what if you crawled? Because sometimes it's not really easy. I mean, realistically, right? Diba? Like, think of it as an actual scenario. You fell, you tripped, right? So at the care, that's what the expression means. Like, this is where I tripped, and this is where I'm going to stand up. This is where I stumbled. This is where I'm going to start. Moving forward, something like that. But Kuya Irene, it can happen too that's where you stumbled, that's where you tripped, but you're actually gonna get up from a different place because you crawled out of that situation. Oh, di ba? Ganun lang yun. Or you probably had to be lifted or dragged by someone else, right? To be out of that situation. But either case, okay, the more we learn, open our minds, giving ourselves the opportunity to look beyond the situations that we have, the problems that we face. When we open our minds, the more we grow spiritually, emotionally, and intellectually. And having an open mind to new opportunities, that helps build resilience and perseverance. And it often leads to new paths and insights and a broader horizon we never expected. Oh, wow. What do you say about that, Ate Claire? That's the wrap
Wow.
of our discussion.
That's it. That's it.
I know, right? So are you ready to make drastic changes today?
Today, possible. Could be possible. We will see how it goes. Let me go look up some flights, excuse me, so I can make drastic changes and fly solo.
Yes, why not? And Ate Claire, just like this, you like adobo, right? Have you tried liver adobo? I mean, chicken liver adobo.
No, no, no. Liver? No, no.
Chicken liver adobo. Oh, now I'm reminded of my papa because he loves that, and he can cook that really, really well. I'm not sure if you need like any special trick or technique for you to get that, but it's adobo at the care. It's just
But
chicken
it's liver. Atides, it's liver.
It's high in vitamin A and other vitamins, right? So why not? It's not it's probably not a drastic change from your usual adobo, but it's probably something that
That's
you
a
might
drastic
want to
change.
try. Yes. Is that it? Atay, tama. Atay is that's it, right? Liver. Sorry, my Tagalog right now is still blocked by my congestion. So I think that's it. Balloon-balunan is Ate Jonah, what is balloon-balunan? Si Ate Zenny, are you still there? Help me out here. So it's chicken liver and ano ba? Let's see. What is balloon-balunan in English? I'm not gonna let this go. Balloonan. That's not
The
gizzard.
innards? Gizzards?
Gizzard. Yeah. Did my camera stop for
No.
a little bit?
No,
Okay,
you're
so
good. You're
that.
good.
So you might want to try it, or if there's someone who's good at cooking this, try it, Ate Care. You're gonna love it.
I don't know.
Try.
That's exotic, Atides.
It's not too exotic because in the Philippines, that's part of our daily daily menu because we have to eat everything, all parts of the chicken, nothing's wasted. From the head, from the what's that called?
Crown? Is it the
From
crown?
the crown. From the crown down to the feet. Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah, we eat everything in the Philippines. But before we go anywhere else, before where this discussion will lead us, we'll choose our top comments for today. So please play that bumper, Irene.
Top comments.
Yes. So Ate Care, I want to start with you. Have you chosen your top comment for today?
I did. I picked Kuya Rod here because he says when we expand our perspective, it's God's blessing to us for the new growth. Who would not want that blessing with the new growth at the Jess? So yes, that's the one I picked.
Yes, I actually my pick is I'm not sure if I got the name doesn't show. Let me see if I can go to the channel. Oh, is it you really? It's Kuya Kyle Pereira. Kuya Kyle, hello. I didn't know that was you. He said, keep your limit endless. As simple as that. Right? It is you. Because his name didn't appear, so I have to open. Thank you very much. And those are our top comments for today. I'm getting hungry.
Top comments.
That gizzard.
Yeah, just thinking and talking about adobong atay at balun-balunan.
Lizard.
Yeah, I'm all set. But this time we'll settle down for a little bit and we'll listen to the verse of the week. Let's play that, please.
So here's an idea. Why don't we all start our week with a giving and kindness attitude and do good things for others? And we'll do this based on what the Lord Jesus himself taught. Hi, I'm Brother Felmar Sereno, and I'd like to share this verse of the week with you. Let's read from the book of Acts, chapter 20, verse 35. Remembering the words the Lord Jesus himself said, "It is more blessed to give than to receive." It doesn't get any clearer than that. It is more blessed to give than to receive. So let's give respect to all through our pleases and thank yous and our smiles and hellos. Let's look for ways to help those around us, doing acts of kindness for our parents, our friends, the elderly, and even those we may not even know. And let's give what we can to those who are in need. And even if someone out there might seem a bit rude or cut you off on the road, let's show some grace and be kind in return. Now we here in the Iglesia ni Cristo, the Church of Christ, are also inviting everyone to join us in our volunteering and community service through our INC Giving projects. For more details, please visit our website, incgiving.org, or follow us at INC Giving Project on Instagram and Facebook. This is our verse of the week. Stay safe, stay strong, stay faithful. God bless.
Thank you very much for that reminder po, and that's our verse of the week. Helping others will improve your life. Very, very timely reminder, and that's something that goes to kindness as well, right? And I'm still thinking about, sorry lang, maybe Ate Care, Ate Jonah, the next time, or Kuya Irene, the next time that Ate Care visits the studio, please let her try adobo atay at balun-balunan.
Oh no, I don't know. We'll see.
Yes,
I need something to eat dessert. Like maybe right after I have to put dessert in my
halo-halo.
mouth.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
you have, yeah, you'll
Alcohol.
have, yeah. Just taste it, because in the beginning I didn't like it too, but I had to. I was forced to like it, and then eventually, the way my dad, my late father prepared it, and my mom, of course, that's I think that's my standard. So I'm not sure if I'm able to eat if it's not, the same way that they prepared it. But that's our program for today. I hope whatever it is you're doing, just keep an open mind, always pray to God so that we can keep expanding our perspective. We can expand our horizon. And before we end, of course, we'd like to thank our Executive Minister, Brother Eduardo V. Manalo, our Deputy Executive Minister, Brother Angelo Eranio Manalo, our INC Media Productions Chief, Brother Monteville Boy, INC Radio Station Manager Kawali Taray, Assistant Station Manager ka Jeff Rivera, kasama Stopito, the Program Manager ka Edwin Nasibukid, the Overseeing Minister for our program, and of course, Kuya Irene. Ay, Kuya Irene Asuncion. Ireneo Asuncion yan. Si Kuya Pong nandyan, no? Kuya Pong Mendoza, thank you. And of course, all the tech that helped us out all throughout the week. Thank you very much po. And everyone who stayed with us from beginning to end, we love you. Mahalo to everybody. We're giving you virtual hugs and hope you receive it. And whatever it is you do today, hope you start and end your day with a prayer. Thank you very much. From Sacramento, you have Carolyn Shank, and from Hawaii, Des Asenas, and from all of us here, aloha, mahalo, ahui ho. Thank you very much. And our last song, we're not done yet. Our last song is You Can Do the Impossible Too. Take care.
No, don't take me. No, don't take me.
Take her to eat adobong atay.
No.
I'll catch the rerun too on Sundays, 10 p.m. in the Philippines. So there you have it. Closing song, Kuya Irene.
Remember how God upheld his messenger, how faithful all of his promises were, to strengthen and to help him. Never fear, cause God was with him. Remember how he was faced with impossible odds, but he pressed on and trusted God. False religion seemed like giants, but because of God he triumphed. And today we see the proof of what God has done. Never doubt what he can do, the Almighty One. Nothing is impossible, nothing is impossible. If you keep your faith in God, then you can do the impossible too. Remember just how Brother Felix Manalo taught us how to obey and follow all of God's commands, so we can also be blessed. Yes, we can. Remember, if you get sick, God can heal you. Whatever you face, he can help you. Never be afraid, he will hear when you pray. Every day we see the proof of what God has done. Never doubt what he can do, the Almighty One. Nothing is impossible, nothing is impossible. If we keep our faith in God, we too can defy all odds. No, nothing is impossible, nothing is impossible. If you keep your faith in God, then you can do. Oh, by virtue of his service, God's promises came true, and the fruits of his mission are fulfilled in me and you. Yeah. Nothing is impossible, nothing is impossible. If we keep our faith in God, we too can defy all odds. No, nothing is impossible, nothing is impossible. If you keep your faith in God, then you can do. Nothing is impossible, nothing is impossible. If we keep our faith in God, we too can defy all odds. No, nothing is impossible, nothing is impossible. If you keep your faith in God, then you can do the impossible too.